Now before we get started, if you want to see more videos like this, or if you want to support my channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, it will be greatly appreciated. Hikaru Hisashi is the first protagonist since Tyson Granger to use a counterclockwise spinning Beyblade. Strangely enough, the year gap between the two is roughly around 20 years. Yep, you got that right. It took 2 decades until another protagonist was seen using a left spinning Beyblade. Took them long enough. Dranzer Auto Change Balancer, released way back in 1999, was the very first Beyblade to feature a mode changing gimmick, as its blade base allowed you to switch between a whole flat or a sharp performance tip by rotating a certain section of the base. Essentially, mode changing gimmicks have been a staple for a majority of balance types, till today. Everyone knows that Beyblades are manufactured by Takara Tomy. However, during the original series, the name Takara Tomy still hasn't existed. Well, technically, as both names were separate companies until they merged on March 1st, 2006. So all of the Beyblades in the plastic generation were made by Takara only, and of course with their respective licensees, as the first generation ended back in 2004. Coincidentally, Takara and Tomy before the merge were rival companies, so I guess this is another example of, if you can't beat them, join them. Hasbro Hyperblades and the Metal Masters line actually first debuted in the original series. There were limited recolors of several Beyblades, such as Drigger F, Dragoon F, Goldman, Dranzer F, and many more. The Hyperblades essentially comprise of a Beyblade's design split up in half with 2 different color schemes. As they would spin, the 2 colors would combine into something else. The Metal Masters line on the other hand featured metallic paint on the base. Overall, they were just cosmetic changes with no performance modifications whatsoever. The names of both lines were later recycled in the Metal Saga, with Metal Masters being the name of the second season, whereas Hyperblades were essentially Hasbro's rendition of the 4D system, as they initially didn't include the gimmicks in its first run. During the first generation, there were limited releases of Beyblades that allowed you to essentially paint the plastic with marker pens to your own liking. Some of the models featured were Goldman and Galleon. All plastic parts such as the attack ring and blade base were all white, while the packaging was in clear plastic rather than in a cardboard box, like some of the earlier releases. Each Beyblade was provided with 3 colored pens, with each pack having different color combos. And that basically sums it all up. Thanks for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed this video. Also, let me know if you want a part 2, cause there's a lot more info that needs to be unearthed. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.